Video 2. Good evening and welcome. Actually, I recorded this video in the morning at 5 a.m. As part of my morning routine, but I suffer from really bad hay fever, and for whatever reason when I wake up everything is so stuffy. So I watched the video back and realized it's not a good look. So we're filming this again in the evening. My name is Sanat. My credentials are I'm a final year dental student, live in London, 22 years old, and I work on my physique a lot and I've had a transformation. Anyways, the point of this video is to talk about the why. This whole series has to do with how you develop yourself from an individual who doesn't have much to becoming the best version of yourself. But the key thing tying all of this is your why. How are you going to be able to do this journey if you don't even know why you want to do it? Now, there's a basic premise we must understand. You are in the position you are because of your actions, okay? We must think with that mindset, even if you don't believe it, start to believe it, okay? Because at the end of the day, your actions are what's going to take you out of the place you are currently in, all right? If you've done the same thing over and over again and you get the same result, then you need to change the action you do to get a different result. Likely the change is going to be hard. If the change is going to be hard, then you must need to know your why so you can remember this and therefore facilitate that change. You can get through that hard patch, okay? So let's talk about 3 basic terms, which you've heard of before, but we need to go into this because it's important. Consistency, discipline, motivation. Consistency means doing the same thing over and over again. You already know this. Discipline and motivation. Motivation is when you have an emotional response, i.e. you are motivated to go and do something. But the problem with motivation is it comes and it goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is doing the same action over and over again, regardless of how you are feeling. The stoic mindset, as you might have heard before as well. The reason I mention this is because what helped me get from where I was, i.e. I wasn't in dental school, i.e. I didn't have 3 businesses, i.e. I wasn't in the shape I am today, so on and so on. What helped me make all of this change is discipline and doing the same thing over and over again. So then you question, oh, how do I get disciplined? Okay, start by picking something that aligns with your goals and doing that for a number of days in a row, i.e. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. A good example of this is cold showers. Cold showers are beneficial for several reasons and you can go and look them up. If you decide to do a cold shower every day, bearing in mind it's actually cold and therefore difficult, then you will learn to develop the pattern of consistency and you will need discipline to do this because there are going to be days when you wake up and you do not want to do that cold shower, but you must do it anyways. When you learn to think in this mindset of pushing whatever short-term thought you have, which might be negative for you, and thinking about the long term, then you are able to then reap big rewards, okay? So whatever that goal is of yours, which I hope you know, if it's to lose weight, gain strength, get that job you want, make more money, whatever it is, write that goal down, write the first step, write something you can do daily to get yourself there, whether that's going to the gym daily, whether that's meditation, whether that's revision, whether that's working an extra hour to make some more money, whatever it is. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, talking about the why, write the why down. Most of the people you have ever seen make great transformations in any aspect of life have written their why down, including myself. And that why may change along the way, you may add to it, it might completely change, and that's fine, but write it down. Okay, let me talk about my why to help you understand yours. So, I'll talk about physique specifically. When I was a kid, so I'm 22 years old now, and I really started working out at 19, but I've been trying to work out since I was 13. So I was quite a fat little kid, but I still played a bunch of sports. I live in the UK, so football was quite common. By the time I got to 13, I actually lost a lot of weight, and that's when I first had a six-pack. But that's also about the time where everything went downhill, and I used to get a lot of these physio issues because I started studying several hours a day because I wanted to do better academically. That change going from several sports to then studying so much meant that I had all these aches and pains and basically messed up my whole body to the point where it was affecting my sleep, affecting my walking, affecting my sitting, and all these other things. And I went to the physio, I went to several physios and spent a ton of money actually. And they basically said, oh, this is chronic pain, you can't fix it. And I had to live with that, but I didn't believe in that. So for several years, I tried all these different things, it didn't work. But eventually, as you stay consistent, and if you believe, things will work out. So at 19, things finally started to work out for me, and I found calisthenics. Calisthenics started to work for me. I did try it before, obviously. But anyways, things just started to work for me. Belief gets you there in the end. And to this day, I push myself really hard because I'm grateful for the journey that's come since then. And I'm going to reach the top. That's how I believe. That's how it's going to work. Okay? But there were so many times where I didn't have to go to the gym. I didn't have to do physio exercises. I didn't have to eat clean. I didn't have to do any of these things. But I chose to every single time. For me, this felt quite easy because I felt like there was no other choice. And that's something I also could advise to you. When you feel like there's no other choice, it becomes easy to stay consistent, to stay disciplined, so on and so on. Okay? But I had to make those decisions every single time, and that led me to the person I am today. Now, I don't want to keep these videos too long, but what I want you to do, as I've mentioned before, is write your goal down, write down the first step to achieving your goal, and write down your why. It is so important you do that now before you begin, because otherwise you might get lost on the journey. As always, make sure you take action, and I'll see you at the next one.